Hello again, everybody. Welcome to USA Wrestling Weekly. I'm Scott Casper. It is time for this week's news from USA Wrestling, the national governing body of our sport. Last week, the wrestling community came together to celebrate the history of the sport and to those who had a tremendous impact on wrestling. We start this week's news with the 36th edition of Honors Weekend at the National Wrestling Hall of Fame in Stillwater, Oklahoma. Well, the festivities include the unveiling of the plaques. As is tradition, Friday night is the plaque unveiling night. Gives everybody a chance to see the hall's new permanent features. Saturday, the assembled best of the sport gathered on the links for golf. That was followed by a lunch. It was later that night the Honors Weekend was concluded with a special black tie honors banquet. The 2012 class of the Wrestling Hall of Fame included a wide variety of wrestling legends, each who made history in their own way. The four new distinguished members include two world champions, an Olympic medalist, and one of the most influential coaches and leaders our sport has ever known. Well, they all had at least one thing in common. All four of the inductees were NCAA champions. Oklahoma State fans were excited with the induction of 1967 NCAA champion Fred Fozzard as a distinguished member. Fozzard made history at the 1969 World Championships in Mar del Plata, Argentina, where he and fellow Oregon native Rick Sanders became the first U.S. freestyle wrestlers to win a World Championship gold medal.
To me and what's happened in my life, this was the most fun I've had in college when I was here in wrestling. And coming back here at Oklahoma State after all the improvements and everything that they've done, it's fantastic. And especially to have the Hall of Fame here at Oklahoma State where I graduated is double my pleasure.
One of history's greatest athletes among heavyweights was distinguished member Stephen Neal, a two-time NCAA champion for Cal State Bakersfield. In 1999, Neal had one of the great runs in wrestling history, winning gold medals at the NCAAs, U.S. Open, World Team Trials, Pan American Games, and the World Championships. No obstacle was too great for the big man from Southern California. He never played it down at college football, but went on to a very successful career with New England Patriots of the National Football League, where he helped to lead 3 Super Bowl championship teams.
I started in 9th grade on a dare pretty much and showed up there and didn't want to quit because I would admit defeat to the buddy who dared me. So I stuck with it for a year, and next thing you know, I fell in love with the sport, and here I am. It's been a long, crazy journey.
Well, the heaviest competitor in Olympic wrestling history and one of the most popular athletes of his era was the late Chris Taylor. The wrestling community was saddened in 1979 when, at the age of 29, Taylor passed away. In 1972 and 73, the Michigan native won 2 NCAA titles for Dr. Harold Nichols and his Iowa State Cyclones. Tipping the scales at more than 400 pounds, he competed in both styles at the 1972 Olympic Games in Munich, West Germany. He won a bronze medal in freestyle and competed with great heart in Greco-Roman as well. His wife and daughter were in Stillwater with family and friends to celebrate the wrestling legend.
It's a very big honor for both Jenny and I, and for Chris's 2 sisters, and for the city of Dowagiac, and for all of his friends and family.
Also honored as a distinguished member was athlete, coach, and contributor Greg Strobel. Greg was a 2-time NCAA champ for Oregon State. He went on to serve as national teams director for USA Wrestling and became the head coach for Team Foxcatcher and then head coach for Lehigh from 1995 to 2008. He served as head coach on the 2000 Olympic team and over the years coached numerous world and Olympic medalists for the USA.
Well, I've been around it a long time, and we used to live in Stillwater. Actually lived here from 1983 to 88. And went to a lot of induction ceremonies and have seen the induction ceremony evolve over time to be a really cool event. And then to actually be inducted as a distinguished member is like unbelievable. It's like I got to pinch myself because it's really happening.
Well, a number of special awards are given out each year during Honors Weekend. That includes recognition for outstanding achievements and contributions to the sport. The Medal of Courage goes to an individual who has overcome great odds to succeed in wrestling and in life. This year's winner was the amazing Anthony Robles. Born with one leg, he captivated the nation when he became a 3-time All-American and 2011 NCAA champion for Arizona State. He's now a motivational speaker and ESPN wrestling analyst.
It's a huge honor. You know, it was a dream come true for me. I remember when I got into wrestling, wrestling became my life. It's what I love to do, and not a day goes by when I don't think about the sport. So just to be honored as one of the best in it, it's very humbling for me, and it's just a huge honor. And I'm happy to celebrate it with my mom, my high school coach who really helped me to get started, and it's been an amazing ride.
The National Wrestling Hall of Fame recognizes wrestlers who go on to accomplish great things in all walks of life. This year, 2 great individuals were honored as Outstanding Americans. First, he was a captain for Columbia's wrestling team. Outstanding American Andrew Barth worked as a financial analyst for a global financial investment firm called the Capital Group. Working his way through a successful career, he then became the chairman of the Capital Guardian Trust Company. Barth has endowed the coaching position at Columbia and supports wrestling at all levels.
It was a wonderful experience. Most of my best memories for college and for summers, revolve around wrestling. I learned a lot, taught me a lot about life, taught me a lot about how you keep going, how you adapt, you take disappointment or defeat, you learn from it, you try to turn it into something positive.
Outstanding American Chris Bevilacqua was a 2-time All-American for Penn State and made his impact in the media industry. He was a global director of negotiations for Nike Incorporated and then was co-founder of national sports network CSTV. He was also a CEO of Creative Artists Agency, or CAA, the Sports Media Ventures, and is currently the founder and CEO of Bevilacqua Media Company.
We had a great evening last night at the reception, where I saw people I haven't seen probably in 30 years. It was great to see all the old timers come back, and it was a very nice reception last night for the 10 honorees, and so it's just been a terrific weekend.
And for the first time in history, a father and son were inducted the same year. Winning the Order of Merit for special service to the sport was Al Bevilacqua. Al has truly made a difference in the promotion of our sport. A coach on the high school, college, and international levels, Bevilacqua has championed major projects such as the Beat the Streets program in New York City and around the nation. He's also promoting the Living the Dream Medal Fund.
I honestly look back on my life, and I honestly think the 2 things that stand out that I'm really proud of, Beat the Streets, obviously, is one of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
As a co-founder with Mike Novogratz, Bill Crum, and 2 other people, that Rob Schoenberg and this guy Mike Spinakos, really are the driving forces to do what we wanted to accomplish in New York City. And by the way, it's still a long way away from what we envisioned, but we are really proud of what we've done in New York City.
Well, as you all know, you cannot have a wrestling match without officials. The Lifetime Achievement for Officials Award went to the late Bill Lead, a 1964 Olympic referee. Lead was honored by FILA as first category exceptional for life. His grandson Bill and some of his friends were there to accept on his behalf.
Well, he raised me and my 2 sisters for a long time. He was a good man. I didn't realize what he did until I got to be an adult, looking and reading, and he did a lot for a lot of people. He lived on a horse farm. It was pretty family oriented. It was real nice growing up with him.
Well, Michigan has every reason to be proud. The Dave Schultz High School Excellence Award went to the talented Taylor Massa based upon wrestling achievement, scholarship, and community service. Massa was undefeated, Michigan High School 4-time state champion, a 2-time FILA Junior National Champion, and a 4-time Cadet National Champion as well. Massa is committed to wrestle for the University of Michigan.
The Dave Schultz Award, I mean, he just did so much for this country, wrestling-wise. I mean, he was one of really the best wrestlers we've ever had for the U.S. in international wrestling, and I mean, his name's just so worldly announced. To have an award under him is just, it's a great honor.
Once again, we congratulate the class of 2012, and we encourage all of you to visit the history of the sport. 365 days a year, the Hall of Fame celebrates the history and excellence in American wrestling. The Hall remains one of the great treasures of our sport and will continue to grow with all contributing. Take time to visit Stillwater, Oklahoma to see the Hall of Fame and enjoy all that it has to offer. Again, our congratulations to the outstanding class of 2012. Well, it's the Beat the Streets Gala Week, and as the community gears up for the big show in Times Square, USA and Russia will have a big freestyle duel meet, and it's a big part of the celebration as the 2 top world wrestling superpowers battle in perhaps the most famous setting ever to host a wrestling event. The U.S. freestyle team competes in Times Square on June 7th and will feature 4 members of the 2012 Olympic team. We caught up with each of them to talk about the excitement of wrestling under the lights of the Big Apple. We start first with 121-pound Olympian Sam Hazewinkel. He's wrestling for the first time in the square.
I'm pumped about it. I'm just a country boy, so I'm loving it, being up in this cement jungle. But it's a blast, and it's always my dream to represent the country.
Jared Freyer, the U.S. Olympian at 145 pounds, talks about this special opportunity.
My last couple months of my competitive career to come down to something like this, and then the Olympics, it's almost surreal, and obviously something that you can't put into words.
World champion and Olympian Jordan Burroughs won his match in Times Square last year and talks about a return.
It's sweet, man. I want to go outside. Even if it rains, I still want to wrestle outside. So for me, this is probably the best sporting event I've ever been involved with. I've been in national championships, world championships, but this is awesome. You get to wrestle in Times Square. There's thousands of people walking by. My family's there. I'm close to New Jersey at my home, and it's just pretty cool.
ASICS has been there. They've been the lifeblood of the sport. It's been a long time, and they've been at the top of the game every year, forever. And I'll tell you what, now that I think about it, maybe that's where I've gotten my inspiration, because I always want to be in the top of my game in wrestling, and I think that's where ASICS is and wants to be as well.
There comes a point in your life that determines who you are, whether you will lead or follow, whether you will fight or give in, whether you will win or lose, and what you will count as your victory.
While training in New York City, members of the Olympic freestyle team were special guests of the New York Yankees at a game against the Tampa Bay Rays. Taking the D train from Columbus Circle up to the Bronx, all 6 confirmed Olympic team members stepped off at historic Yankee Stadium subway station. The freestyle athletes, coaches, and other national team members enjoyed the game. The Bronx Bombers brought the Olympians onto the field during batting practice for an up-close view of both the famous stadium and the players prepping for the game. The national media took the opportunity to interview a number of wrestling's best on the field prior to the game. While the Yankees had a great big message on the scoreboard for the wrestlers who were there, stating Yankees welcome the 2012 U.S. Olympic wrestling team. How special. A cameraman took a video of the wrestlers on the field and placed it up on the huge center field scoreboard for the fans to see. Yankee star Curtis Granderson came over and visited with the Olympic wrestlers for quite some time after he finished his BP. The Olympians also went out to see the monuments in center field, where the great Yankee players and managers have their numbers retired and are honored with special plaques. For the game, the Olympic wrestlers were given seats in Suite 41, which provides a tremendous view of the game. The team was especially excited about the large spread of food which was provided for them. Perhaps the most popular, the large tray of sushi, which went very quickly. Olympian and Yankee fan Jake Varner talked about the visit while standing on the field during batting practice.
I was pretty excited, it's a once-in-a-lifetime thing, not everyone gets to, come to a Yankee game, Yankee Stadium, but we get to be here on the field, watch batting practice, and watch a little bit of the game, so it's pretty awesome.
While a huge baseball fan, Jared Freyer gave his perspective while watching the game from the suite.
Took awesome care of us. Hats off to the Yankee organization.
Obviously, they want us to win some medals over there in London, huh?
Yep. I look forward to coming back here with a gold medal on. I can take full advantage of their hospitality.
Well, the country's top college-age wrestlers came together in Akron, Ohio for the always competitive University Nationals Championships just last week. Some of the nation's top Olympic prospects put on a great show in a very talented field. This age group featured athletes who are 18 to 24 years old. Former Boise State star Jason Chamberlain, who is pursuing his Olympic dream after college, was selected as outstanding wrestler in the freestyle division after winning the gold medal at 145 pounds. Chamberlain, who made 2 junior world teams in the past, dropped the first period before rallying to down Minnesota's All-American Nick Dardane 0-1-1-0-3-0, doing so in the finals. Chamberlain capped a strong tournament that included a third-round win over 2-time NCAA champion Kellen Russell of Michigan.
Grew up wrestling freestyle most of the year, and I've always been, compete a little bit better in freestyle, so I feel like that just gives me a little bit more confidence.
Well, the finalists at the 7 Olympic weight classes qualified for the 2012 University World Team Trials August 17th through the 18th in Colorado Springs. Hometown favorite Dustin Kilgore, a 2011 NCAA champ for Kent State, looked strong in sweeping Pitt All-American Matt Wilps 2-0-6-1 in the finals, doing so at 211 pounds. Kilgore spent this past year at the U.S. Olympic Training Center and will return to Kent State for his senior year this fall.
I've improved tremendously, just the whole year with this Olympic red shirt. Been living out in Colorado Springs, just training with, I'm in an atmosphere that's nothing but freestyle.
NCAA champion Tony Nelson of Minnesota down past junior world champion Don Bradley of Missouri in the finals, doing so at 264 pounds. Nelson successfully defended in the clinch in the second period to earn the win. Minnesota All-American Chris Dardanes won the title at 132 pounds, defeating Jared Garnett in the finals in 3 periods. Other individual university freestyle champions include Evan Silver at 121 pounds, Nathan McCormick at 138 pounds, Ian Miller at 154 pounds. At 163 pounds, Jake Salazar, Josh Ashburn at 174 pounds, and Michael Letts at 185 pounds. In the Greco-Roman field, Paul Telgren, who has won numerous All-American honors at USA Wrestling events at multiple age levels, finally got something that has eluded him. He finally won a USA Wrestling first place stop sign as a national champion. Telgren outlasted Alan Waters in 3 periods to win a University Nationals Greco-Roman title at 132 pounds, winning in 3 periods.
This feels so incredible. I finally won it. I got my first place, so nobody can take that away. I feel great.
Kendrick Sanders of the USOEC continued his progress in Greco wrestling, winning the gold medal at 174 pounds and earning the Outstanding Wrestler Award. Sanders defeated John Stefanowicz of the Marines in the finals 3-0-1-0.
Pretty decent for today. I mean, wrestling 79s, these guys are a lot bigger, and it's pretty tough to actually try and get your offense going, so I did pretty well.
All in all, it was a great day for the athletes from the USOEC program at Northern Michigan. Counting both Telgren and Sanders, 7 of the individual champions came from the USOEC. Among them, 2012 U.S. Olympic Trials runner-up Max Nowry, who repeated as University Nationals champ at 121 pounds. Nowry beat his opponents by a combined score of, get this now, 25-0. USOEC wrestler Tanner Andrews downed Bo Beckman 2-1-6-0 in the finals at 163 pounds. Beckman won this event at 145 pounds last year, and Andrews won at 154 pounds. Mark Stenberg repeated as the champion at 185 pounds, beating USOEC teammate Lee Wilds in the finals. 2011 junior world bronze medalist Toby Erickson won the University Nationals title at 264 pounds when he won over Anthony Edgren in the finals. Nick Alvarez, who just earned a spot on the 2012 U.S. Junior World Team, won the crown at 145 pounds, pinning Daniel Owaby in the finals in the second period. Former North Carolina Greensboro wrestlers Eric Chandler and Kaylor Williams both won titles. Chandler beat Thrasher Porsche 2-0-0-2-1-0 in the finals at 138 pounds. Williams downed 2-time Junior World Team member Marcus Finau of the USOEC in 3 periods in the finals 0-1, 1-0, 6-0. That was a 211-pound blaster. I'll tell you what a battle that was. Also winning a title was U.S. Marine Corps star Bryce Sidoris at 154 pounds. Also held in Akron was the FIDA Cadet Nationals, featuring the nation's best 15 to 17-year-old athletes in 2 Olympic styles. The champion in each FIDA Cadet weight class qualifies to represent the U.S. at the FIDA Cadet World Championships August 21st through the 27th in Azerbaijan. Pennsylvania's Zane Rutherford was a deserving choice as the outstanding wrestler of the FIDA Cadet Freestyle Tournament. Rutherford won a loaded weight class at 138 pounds, rallying to beat Bryce Brill of Illinois in the finals. Let's take a look at that score, 2-3, 4-1, 2-1.
It's awesome. I mean, that was my goal coming in here. I bumped up one weight class just for the competition, and it paid off.
2011 Cadet Nationals champion Chance Marsteller of Pennsylvania looked strong in earning a freestyle championship at 167 pounds. He swept Oklahoma's Zachary Beard 3-0, 6-0 in the finals.
I mean, it's very exciting. I've been waiting for this for a while to redeem myself, from Wisconsin, FE League Juniors, and just, I'm finally ready to go overseas and finally start seeing international competition.
Tommy Thorne of Minnesota repeated as FIDA Cadet champion after winning the freestyle title at 110 pounds. He downed Indiana's Stefan Midgic 3-3, 5-0 in the finals. Thorne was fifth at the 2011 FIDA Cadet World Championships. Past Cadet Triple Crown champion Mitch Sliga of Indiana stopped Eric Morris of Pennsylvania 1-0, 2-0 in the finals at 187 pounds. Arizona's Garrett Ryan was the only double champion in the competition, bringing home 2 titles at 220 pounds. In the freestyle finals, he defeated Trey Story of Minnesota 2-1, 2-1. In the Greco-Roman finals, he pinned Josh Lehner of Ohio at 1:58. Other individual freestyle champions include Andrew Neiman of Oklahoma at 92 pounds, Jordan Cutler of New Jersey at 101 pounds, Joseph McKenna of New Jersey at 119 pounds, Seth Gross of Minnesota at 127 pounds, Jack Bass of Texas at 152 pounds, and Nathan Butler of Kansas at 275 pounds. Now, the Greco-Roman tournament included an outstanding effort by Idaho's Hayden Tuma, who earned a second straight trip to the FIDA Cadet World Championships. Tuma downed Colorado's Gio Martinez 1-0, 6-0 in the finals at 138 pounds. Florida's Dylan Lucas also repeated as FIDA Cadet Nationals champion when he outlasted Idaho's Blaine Ivernon 5-2, 0-6, 1-1. Doing so in the finals at 127 pounds. Meanwhile, Washington's Chandler Rogers, his brother Jordan, won this event last year. He recorded a quick fall in the final, stopping Ohio's Nick Corba in just 10 seconds. Rogers was named Outstanding Wrestler, doing so at 167 pounds. Other individual champions include Dalton Roberts of Michigan at 92 pounds, Danny Boychuk of New Jersey at 101, Kyle Nordstrom of Florida at 110 pounds, James Flint of Florida at 119, Grant Lamont of Utah at 152 pounds, Raymond O'Donnell of Pennsylvania at 187 pounds, Michael Johnson Jr. of Pennsylvania at 275 pounds. Hey, stay tuned. We'll be right back. This is USA Wrestling Weekly.
Each season, Liberty Mutual's Responsible Sports Community Grant Program awards $65,000 to youth sports organizations and school sports programs that demonstrate their commitment to responsibility in youth sports. Your organization could be one of our 20 winners this season. It's easy. Simply visit responsiblesports.com and click on the Community Grant Program. Administrators register their organization with the program, then reach out to rally parents, coaches, and team supporters to log on and review either the Responsible Sports Parenting or Responsible Coaching Guide. Then complete the quiz and showcase your mastery of the concepts. Every successfully passed quiz is worth a point that you can credit to your favorite youth sports organization or school sports program. Connect with friends, family, and neighbors to rally more support. The teams and schools with the most points at the end of the grant period win. It's that simple. Watch the leaderboard throughout the grant season, then rally more of your supporters to increase your totals. Liberty Mutual is committed to celebrating and championing youth sports and to financially supporting organizations that demonstrate their commitment to responsible sports. Join the movement and start earning points toward your community grant.
Well, during their week in the New York area, the Freestyle Olympians and other athletes scheduled to compete in Times Square were honored guests at the New Jersey Drive of Champions held at the now famous Trump National Golf Course in Bedminster, New Jersey. Wrestling supporters came together for a nice breakfast and a hot round of golf on one of the world's best courses. The clubhouse at Trump National is the former home of automobile entrepreneur John DeLorean and is now full of mementos from the life of Donald Trump. When the golf was over, the members of the Olympic and national team were introduced to the guests that were assembled. While the team visited with those at the banquet, signing autographs and answering questions from the people there, it was a fun day at the golf course, helping to raise funds to fulfill the mission of USA Wrestling and support athletes at all levels. Another popular golf fundraising event sent for this weekend with the 13th annual Dan Gable Celebrity Golf Tournament at Sunnyside Country Club in Waterloo, Monday, June 11th. Proceeds from the event support the work of the National Wrestling Hall of Fame Dan Gable Museum in Waterloo. A wide variety of wrestling greats, sports legends, and other celebrities come together to shoot a little golf and meet their fans. Kyle Klingman of the National Wrestling Hall of Fame Dan Gable Museum talked to us about the celebrity event and why it's become such a great success.
The Dan Gable Celebrity Golf Tournament on Monday, June 11th. And it's kind of interesting because Dan has never played golf, but we have a Dan Gable Celebrity Golf Tournament. But it's cool because we have 35 celebrities from wrestling to swimming to football, baseball, hockey this year. We have Mike Ramsey, who was a member of the 1980 Miracle Team, played 1,070 games in the NHL, member of the Hockey Hall of Fame. I actually just looked him up. He was number 30 on Sports Illustrated's list from Minnesota. Wow, and I can't get enough of that.
Hey, it's time for our USA Wrestling Photo of the Week. These pictures are sent in by wrestling families and fans from around the country and are being considered for the photo contest page in USA Wrestler magazine, as well as for the USA Wrestling Facebook page. This week, our USA Wrestling Weekly Photo of the Week is taken by Tim Cole, depicting some great youth wrestling action at a recent Colorado USA Wrestling State Championship. You can have your photos considered simply by emailing them to Gary Abbott at gabbott@usawrestling.org. Well, folks, that'll do it for this week's show. We appreciate you tuning in every week for your wrestling news. For all of us at USA Wrestling and USA Wrestling Weekly, I'm Scott Casper. Good night.